Ding, ding, ding. Welcome to this week's Kulturista. Today we're going to talk theater. I have in the studio Piroska.
Yes, hello.
And I can call you Piro.
Yes, you can call me Piro.
Piro is an actress. She has created her own piece, right?
Yes.
And it's a theater piece which is performed only by you.
Yes.
And some few backstage people, basically, like the people who are
Yeah.
Anyways, this theater, what Piro created, is actually based on a real life experience which she had when she was working in a call center. And I'm super excited to hear about this idea of yours, because I have a few experiences myself in a call center, and I can relate somewhat to some aspects of your performance.
Yeah. So actually, I'm an actress. I graduated in the university in Budapest, which is like a quite good quality university. After that, I went to the National Theatre, and I left the National Theatre in 2013 and started to work as a freelancer. And I had really a different kind of job. Always as an actor, but in different theaters, TV shows, shooting, very interesting. But then it stopped, because if you are an actor, and so this is like, if you are thinking about international level, internationally that's something normal, that when you are working as an actress or an actor, you usually have a normal job. A job from what you can receive the money.
Right.
Well, in Hungary, it's usually not like that, because normally the actors, most of them are getting the money of acting work, and actually the people who are working, they really, so it's like, it's unusual when you
Your
start.
situation, what you came to, the point where you were having a normal job and acting on the side, that's unusual in Hungary.
Yeah, well, yes,
Yeah.
but that's not unusual, that you don't have enough acting job. That's normal. That's normal for every different countries. But in Hungary, to receive a normal job, that's something which is not so much appreciated in Hungary. So I started to look for jobs I can do. I did like pub crawling, city tours in English, because I speak English, German, and Spanish, so quite a lot of languages. And but I felt like I'm too old for that, so I need a normal steady job, and I decided to go to the call center.
Yeah.
Where I could really like use my German English skills. You go there for a quite decent money, especially if you're comparing it with Hungarian theater salaries. And I started to work in one of these firms in German. And so it's like, but while I was working there, I was also doing some acting jobs. So I had theater performance, and I was also shooting, for example, the Hungarian version of Drunk History, which is like a quite international thing. And there I met the director who eventually directed also this play, David Spa. And while I was on the shooting, I was speaking with one of the Hungarian actresses who said that I should write from these experiences from the call center something, because it sounds so surrealistic, especially for an actress. So I decided to write it with a friend of mine who is also a writer or a dramaturg, and we wrote it together with Soma Boronkai, and from that we made the call girl, like the girl who is working in the call center, actress, you are using your voice, for what are you using your voice, so this kind of thing. And so we asked officially David to direct it, and we had the opening night on the 14th of February. Call girl for Valentine's Day.
Oh, yes.
And since that, we had quite a full house performances, which is like really good, because it was made from really, so it's like really a low budget performance, but actually we got so much help from different companies, from different artists. So actually there is like on the stage 3 different screens.
Yeah.
And there is screenings going through the whole performances. Like this is like 1.5 hour long performance, but we have more than 150 effects.
Oh wow.
Which is like a lot, and it gives really like a steady rhythm to the performance, and it's like really and so actually we didn't had the normal money for that, so we received help from different artists. Like for example, there was the Umbrella Studios who gave us the opportunity to shoot for a whole day in their studio. There was Orestes, the editor, who worked with us, and it's like it became like really professional. And also we work together with actors and actresses who appear only on the screens as my partners, and it makes it also like much more
believable.
easy, yes, and easier to feel the atmosphere.
True, yeah. I think because I actually watched the theater, not the whole one, but we watched it together on YouTube. And as a person who was working in a call center myself, I can really, really relate. And even though it's in Hungarian, you can actually, because of all the effects, because of, you know, like the people that you incorporated on the screens and everything, you can totally understand what it's about. And I think it's hilarious. But since the play is actually in Hungarian, would you mind, you know, like just describing the few steps, you know, that took, like how does it start, what's going on, and then what does it end with? Or maybe we shouldn't mention that.
No, we don't mention the ending. But so the thing is, it's really like real life. So it starts with I'm applying for a job, I have this job interview, then I start to work at one of the fields. So it's like, you know, it's a call center, and I think that's, for example, it can be really interesting for people, for foreigners, because in Hungary, so you know, we are an Eastern country, and there is like a lot of call centers, and we are supporting a lot of Western countries. Germany, Switzerland, Finland, Sweden, France, all the countries. And you know, these Western countries, when they are calling a call center, they are usually speaking with Easterns. So actually they maybe don't know what's happening here and how is it the life. So you can see that in that performance. So I'm applying for the job, I received the job, and I start to work in an online travel agency. After that, I got a crush with the business managers of a different department, and I get to the different department where I do technical support. Well, it turns out that he is not as much love in me as I am with him. So there starts the tragedy. So yeah, but there is like also, so it's very interesting because it's really real life. So the 80% of the things you can see, it really happened. And there is like also, you know, there is like a whole time, there is comparison between how the call center works and how the acting world works. So I'm saying that all the time. So that's something like happening right now. There is the past when I was working in the call center, and there is also a level of the imagination. So what I wanted, what I didn't receive, and how it would have been. And so actually this is what's happening, which is really interesting. It was David's idea to actually show the whole multinational
environment.
Yes, and also the people.
And the emotions that you can feel, you know, in an environment like this.
Yeah, like the anxiety, the frustration, how you cannot get out. But there are a couple of partners of me on the screen, like a team leader, business manager, the committee who is like doing the job interview. And actually you can't see anyone, only the mouth.
You can hear the
body. But so you see them like that. And because of that, actually, when you are sitting on the audience, you can really imagine how, so if you compare it to your bosses, you can have the feeling, okay, she could be my boss too, or he could be my boss too, and you just understand it. Do you understand what I mean? So so you don't really see the eyes. It's not getting so personal with the people on the screen, but you can imagine how they look like and what they do.
Okay. That's I think that it's really funny, like the elements that you brought. Like there's this you make a big scene about like the telephone, for example, and I think that for a lot of people who worked, I mean, it's the most common brand, or I think all companies use this phone.
The Avaya phone.
The Avaya phone, and you know just how many emotions are connected to this phone.
Yes, because the Avaya phone, so someone who doesn't work in a call center, probably in a multinational company, is like you get a phone, and so normally in the call center there is like a big screen showing everyone what they do.
Yes.
So actually they see your name, and they see that if you are on a call, or you are having a lunch break, or
if you're on the toilet,
a toilet break or anything, and you can show it through this phone. So actually you just push the aux 1, and that means that you are on the phone.
Yeah.
Aux 2, I'm waiting for a call. Aux 3, the phone is on hold, and everything. And
I mean, basically this phone has control over you, you know. And it's like you arrive in the morning, you enter your login or whatever, and then this phone knows everything about you.
Yeah, and it's like really scary. Yes, on your side.
Yes,
really.
And it's like, and that's why it's so fun when you're this person who is just like making advertisement about this great phone, like selling it. And
because so you know, when I spoke about how the call center work looks like for actors, they couldn't imagine that you are just pushing a button and they say, I'm going to the toilet, and everyone sees it.
Yeah.
And so that's it. That actually what we are doing on the stage, it's nothing like it seems too much. But actually, it's not too much. So, of course, when I'm singing about the phone, that's too much.
Yes,
but the control, what you see, that's not too much. That's the real life.
Yeah.
That's the life of a lot of people who are working in a multinational company.
And all the emotions that you go through, the emotions that you're acting out on the stage, this doesn't necessarily, like, it doesn't happen for real on the floor, but maybe it happens inside of you, you know? Like, there's some pretty extreme scenes, and I love it. And you can relate to the feelings. Maybe this wouldn't happen, but maybe you thought about it. I definitely thought about it.
Yeah. But the thing is that I'm an outsider. I was an outsider when I worked in a call center. It was just a part-time job for 4 hours. Usually the people, they do it for 8 hours. And of course, if you are just doing for 4 hours, you remain as an outsider.
Yeah. You're not a part of the team, but you still have to be there part-time.
And I'm an actress, and I wasn't like so I went there in my 30s, which is like I'm not so young, and I really had my own opinion, and I could see it as an outsider. So actually, at the end, for example, when I knew that I'm going to leave soon, because I have the opportunity to leave, you know, you just let it go. Yeah. And if you know that you are going to work in a multinational company for more 5 years, that you never let it go. So it becomes part of you,
you know,
and you have don't to let out the fear, the anger.
Because you have to accept it, you have to make it part of you, and you just have to, you know, this is my life and I'm doing it and I'm going to keep doing it. But I had the same experience. Like I've been full-time, and last time I was working in a call center, I was a part-timer. And as you say, you are an outsider and you're not fully committed.
No.
And that's also an issue. If you're not really committed to this type of work, it's going to be even more painful, you know? If you're experiencing it as painful, or as it's not for you, if you're not totally committed, it's gonna feel worse, you know. It's like a drag.
But it's something, you know, as an actress, I'm really committed to being an actress.
Yeah.
That's something. And you know, to being committed to a multinational company, it's not the same to being committed to be an actress. And no, because as an actress, you sometimes decided, okay, so I have a performance today. I'm not giving the shower, the bath to my child. But in the call center, you have the opportunity to finish the work at 5 and just go home. So actually, the call center doesn't require you to be there 100%. They say that you have to be there 100% for that 8 hour.
Yeah, between this time and this time.
But as an actress, they usually want you to be there for the whole rehearsal period.
24 hours.
Yeah. So when you go home, just think about what you are going to do on the stage, learn your lines, and you know, sometimes you receive phone calls at 9 or 10 in the evening. In the call center, you never do that. They don't do that.
Yeah.
So that's something different. Yeah.
I think it fits for, you know, it fits for different people. I mean, as an actress, as you say, you have to be committed the full 24 hours because you don't know when what is going to happen. While in a call center, it's like this, it's a box, and this is what you receive inside the box. This is what's going to happen. No surprises, no nothing. The only thing is that what's changing is the customers, basically, who's calling, like the mood. And
that's also really like an advantage, because as an actress, you are committed 24 hours, but there is no guarantee that you are getting the next job. That means that there is no guarantee you are getting salary for the next month.
Yeah.
And in the call center, you have to be there for that 8 hour. It might be boring sometimes. You have to like deal with the people who are there, but actually you are getting the salary at the end of the month, fixed. And you are getting you know, in Erzsébet utalvány in Hungarian, you are getting a lot of benefits, which actually as an actress you don't do. And actually the whole play starts with that me as an actress, I'm so happy to get this conventional benefits, which we sometimes just see so boring. No, it's really nice.
I can go and shop in the supermarket for imaginary money. And I mean, I also, I got this card and I was like, wow, it's really nice. I mean, it doesn't go from my normal bank account, it's something else.
You know, you can be sick. For example, as an actress, you are never sick because you know, if there is like a performance, you are not sick. If you have a shooting day, you can't be sick. If you are not lying in the bed, like, or vomiting, or I don't know what, you just go and you do your job. If you are in the call center, you have a flu for 2 days, and you say, "I'm sorry, I'm ill, I can't go in." Okay.
I can't use my voice.
Okay. That's an advantage.
Exactly. But you are covering this actually in the play, that there are the benefits of being in a call center, and then what is happening to a person who might not, you know, appreciate it so much anymore. Like what happens to a creative person who feels a bit stuck in this environment, and it escalates. And literally, I would recommend even like non-Hungarian speaking people to watch this play, because it's extremely relatable. And even if you don't understand, some parts are in German, so for German speaking people,
there are also German, English, Spanish, because I speak these languages. There are like phone calls with subtitles, and there is like a call, for example, in Slovakian. Also, I speak a little bit Polish. So actually, it's really multicultural.
I like to incorporate like so many different languages, because in the end, you understand a few parts, and from that you can make the whole, you know. So for this play, you don't necessarily need to know Hungarian.
Yeah, and especially really the visual is very, very strong and relatable.
Yeah. When will you perform the next time?
It's gonna be next time on the 26th of May at 8 o'clock in the Mozsár Műhely. It's in Hungarian, but as we said, you can also see it, or you can also see it as a foreigner. You will have a nice time. I had a really nice Spanish friend; she loved it, and we are going to have a couple performances in different festivals. We are going to Művészetek Völgye, to Kapolcs, for example, and maybe also other festivals. The others are really more like Hungarian, and well, we are also hoping that at one point we are going to have English subtitles and maybe bringing to different countries, because it's a multicultural performance, and we would like to show it to multicultural people.
Definitely, yeah, because it's relatable all over the world. So
I think so.
Yeah.
Actually, this is the future. So
yeah.
it is.
Well, we're gonna go and watch it on the 26th for sure. Me and Lutza. So maybe see some of you guys there.
Yes.
And yeah, until then, have a nice week. We will be back with
Yes.
Kulturista next week. Thank you for coming, Piro.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Ciao.